In Igbo spirituality, we do not have the concept of the devil. The entity or the energy called Ekwensu is not the devil. It's a concept that's just been turned on its head and utilized by Christianity. No, Ekwensu is not devil. Now, the Igbos do recognize that they're evil spirits, but they're not Ekwensu. Evil spirits, they're myriad. You have Ndi Ogbonuke, peers who have crossed over and are causing confusion. You have Obodinana, abomination that occurred ages ago, creating trouble. But you have people between the planes, they haven't fully crossed over, they're stuck between the earth plane and the astral. And in frustration, they're acting out against, people on earth. The list is endless. And it also tells you that you can defeat all those demons rather than something to be feared. Oh, the devil is here. What do I do? No. You have dominion to fight against such things, wreaking havoc in your life or wreaking havoc around. However, Ekwensu is not devil. Ekwensu is the beautiful eagle that pecked the evil snake to death. It is a god of war which has achieved countless victories. That is what Ekwensu is.
So I don't know how many times we're going to tell our people and tell them, see, Ekwensu is not the devil. And, what we are trying to preach is going to register to, every Igbo person, and they will start thinking ordinary Igbo is the same thing. Or when we're interacting with the Igbo ordinary concept, or we're trying to understand ordinary concept, that we are trying to do something that isn't of God or something that is not part of God. So obviously, Ekwensu is not the devil. But I want to basically talk about the negative energies. He called it evil spirits that exist within ordinary. He's also correct to an extent, because I wouldn't necessarily use the word evil spirits. I would necessarily use the word negative energies that exist within ordinary. Now, he first of all talked about Ogbonuke, and he looked at Ogbonuke as those peers, your peers that have moved on and are causing confusions. Yes, these are your peers that have moved on, and they also include your Omuada, the female members of your family that have also left this world. They're talking about children who did not live up to their cosmic expectations, children that did not actually exist, but they're actually your peers. Now, people that basically they were aborted, children that basically children that never really had the chance or the opportunity to actually live their lives. So whenever there is an issue relating to Ogbonuke, you are basically addressing your peers or your Umuyom or your Umuada, those that have actually left this world. But because they are looking at you, that you should also join them in order for them to basically get to their eternity, then they are trying to disturb you or cause confusions for you in this present or current reincarnation. Now, whenever we identify that the cause of this problem is related to Ogbonuke, now we go through the process or through the rituals of Ike Ogbonuke or Echuaja Ogbonuke. Now, each of those items that have been used to perform these rituals are quite symbolic, because what these items are trying to do, we're trying to use that items as an exchange. Now, these kinds of children that probably didn't live up to their cosmic expectations, some were killed, some were basically maltreated, and once you're offering them these kinds of sacrifices, they are taking it as some kind of a consolation, and as an exchange for what you've offered to them, they would agree to basically allow you fulfill your own cosmic purpose. Now, these kinds of rituals is not a one shoe fits all. It's not something you do once and you're done with it. It's something that an Igbo Dibia would encourage you to perform subsequently. Not because you're supposed to tear away from them, because in my language will tell you, you cannot leave your skin and start forging forward. You move with your skin. So we look at these people, Ogbonuke spirits, as part and parcel of you. because we look at them also as ndege nafa suwebiowa. So you cannot necessarily shift out or necessarily tear away from this spiritual family. Now, going back to the Igbo interpretation of Ekwensu, we all know that in the Igbo, we never communicated or dealt with Ekwensu as some kind of a superior force. We believe in the existence of Okike, the creator. In Christianity, they call this concept God. This is something similar that we also believe in, because we look at the kind of names that Igbo people bore in those days, and we see its relative names to the Chi or the Chukwu aspect. But how we dealt with with Ekwensu is that we looked at Ekwensu as a violent force, as a force that needs to be reckoned with, as the deity of war, the deity of negotiation, the deity that makes sure or ensures that the will of God and the will of man is met. So in this case, both spirits and both us, the human beings, also have this amount of fear that we are called to this concept called Ekwensu. In various shrines, we also see the existence of this Ekwensu factor, not as an overriding force in that deity, but as a sublet of that deity. So how we now perceive it here is that Ekwensu becomes a violent aspect of that deity. So in cases where they are being brought to a deity, the deity could decide to revert that deity to Ekwensu and instruct it to basically carry out or perform this justice, or be the entity that is going to achieve justice for the individual. Now, our interaction with deities flows from the aspect of the Chi. Now, within me now, I believe that there is a creative, within me here, I believe that there is a divine force that lives within me in form of my Chi. The same way we understand that every individual has a creative force, has an aspect of creation within them. The same way that the deity also has this aspect of creation. And this aspect of creation manifests as the Chi of that deity. So when we're interacting with the Chi of that deity, we are also interacting with all of creation that is flowing through that deity. So if you're interested in this kind of content about Igbo spirituality, decolonizing our minds, trying to make us understand what ordinary or the Igbo spiritual practices is, then this is the right page for you. So if I gave you any value in this video, don't forget to follow me, and I'll see you in the next video.